You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, this is interesting because it follows a narrative that I've been talking about for a while now, even through the Super Bowl, where it became very, very obvious with the Bad Bunny halftime show. And the NFL is hell-bent on globalization. The fact is, you got people out there, especially the media, trying to take victory laps over the ratings for the Super Bowl and the Bad Bunny halftime show, and I had to raise my hand and say, wait a minute. They lost millions of households in the U.S., in America, in this actual country, the country that the NFL used to have as a priority. I did that video yesterday. 17 million households watched something else during the halftime. 12 million households in the U.S. didn't tune into the game, period, versus just last year. Well, the NFL just can't help itself. We know they're expanding, I believe, to 9 games overseas next year. And now Roger Goodell, and we'll get to the 18-game thing because it's back on the table. Right after he said, it's not a given. Oh, you're right back to talking about it. You see that. International expansion. Quote, very possible. They're looking to put a team overseas, folks. Maybe even a division overseas. What's ever going to be enough? The selection of Bad Bunny for Super Bowl 60 halftime show was hardly an accidental. It's just another piece of the NFL's broader puzzle of making pro football a global sport and further turning its back on this country. And the more the NFL does this, you're going to see the more and more people that are going to tune out. Before Sunday's game, Commissioner Roger Goodell acknowledged that the effort could include the placement of a team in another country. Quote, I don't take international expansion off the table, Goodell told Scott Graham of Westwood One via Sports Business Journal. I think that's very possible someday. The NFL has been dangling the carrot of a foreign-based team for years. Usually it comes up in connection with the annual international games as part of the effort to build buzz in countries that are hosting games. At one point in recent years, Goodell hinted at a full division of European teams that would require a significant overhaul of the current structure of the league. Good God. And it would raise real questions about whether teams would be relocated from the U.S. or added to a current roster of 32 franchises. If the league goes from 32 to 36, why not just grow to 40? One conference would have a European division, the other a Pacific division, with 4 teams in Japan and or China or wherever they could be placed in that part of the world. It's a long plan, a 100-year plan. The NFL already has 2 decades into the international experiment. And like I said the other day, there's a real feeling the Super Bowl is going to London real soon. Real soon. I heard before the Super Bowl, I don't think they've determined 5 years out yet. But you can figure, within the decade, it's going to happen. You see this headline, Florio, NFL keeps door open for 18 games. This is all about greed. Jesus. The NFL inevitably will expand the regular season to 18 games. It's just a matter of, quote, when, not if. And as to when, it could still happen the season after next. Per a source with knowledge of the situation, the lingering absence of a specific date for the Super Bowl in Atlanta is tied directly to the possibility of the season expanding. I knew it. With 17 games, The game would be played most likely on Sunday, February 13th. With 18 games, it would slide to Sunday, February 20th. Look how far the NFL season is taking up airspace. They're sliding down a week. This is probably going to lead to Labor Day, that first clean college football week. Shit. It's going to be out of there. It's going to be out of there. And if 18 games comes with a second bye, the NFL would likely start the 2027 season on Labor Day weekend. That hasn't happened since 2001. Last Monday, Roger Goodell said, it, quote, "It's not a given that a regular season would expand." The next day, the interim NFL Players Association director, David White, said the players have, quote, "no appetite for adding a game." Yes, but I've also heard them asked, okay, you get an extra paycheck, and all of a sudden, it's like, oh, you got my attention. So the players would get on board with this. Let's not get confused. They will. Now, what they'll do is they'll scrap up another preseason game because Lord knows the NFL doesn't look, it doesn't look worse after they scrap the other ones. Yes, it does. The play in the first month of the season is trashier than it ever was a decade ago or 5 years ago before they went to 17 games. In fact, the way the entire preseason's been handled by a lot of coaches, by not playing people this and that and the other, it hasn't helped the play on the field at all. So you're looking at losing another preseason game, cutting it down to 2, starting on Labor Day. I mean, it's never going to end. Let's go international. Let's put it, and people will defend this like they're getting a prize for going global. This was our league. This is America's jam, until it's not anymore. You notice who almost never gets political? None of that. College football. I've brought it up. College football's ratings are increasingly creeping up on the National Football League. And now there's rumors that there could be a college football red zone coming. Well, that in itself could grow, because there's so many college football games during the day. A lot of people are like, well, I can catch one, and that's all I got time for. I got to do something. Got chores, blah, blah, blah. You open up red zone for 4 hours or however long, 6 hours on a Saturday. Hey, at least you can catch, 10 early games or 10 late games and then the primetime game. This is nothing more than greed. They ruined your halftime show strictly to try to pull in a global audience, and they double middle fingered the American audience, and the American audience made them pay. Big. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.